Well, good evening. We didn't think we were going to get here today. We're back in VP4TV, and it's the usual Friday night 9-ball. I got home from work at, what time did I get in? It'd be after 11 this morning I get home, and there was no VP4, well, tell a lie. I actually had something to eat and had a snooze, and it was about 1 in the afternoon, after 1, when I came in and checked the VP4 lobby, and there was no sign. There was nothing doing, couldn't get into the server, and tried it for an hour, still the same. Then took it up a notch, contacted Simon. He tried restarting the servers. I think he done that before I got a hold of him. I think Semi-Pro said he messaged him. And I sent a message to Steve on Facebook. I also sent Steve an email, and as usual, no response. And then it dawned on me it's Friday. He'd be out in the bloody golf course. So if the server's gone down, I don't know whether he would have got an alert on his phone then, but nothing happened all day. So as far as I can see, VP4s went up in the last hour. And that's basically it. That's all I know. I don't know what the story is. But anyway, we're here, and the good news is we have a full tournament again this week. So I haven't even looked at the bracket. We'll just go in and do that right now and see what our first match is going to be. Well, we've got Larry right at the top of the bracket again. And who else is in? Let's have a look. Well, he's playing Sargo. Stefan's up against Christian. Keezer's playing John Boo. Chimpy against Coldest Pillow. DJ Rudu against Miskin. One Pocket Slim against Semi-Pro. Well, there's our match. And Simanx against Spectre Dawn. And Bankster against Charlie Bravo. Now, I am monitoring the stream on Twitch tonight. I'm not watching it on Kick. Including myself. There are 3 people watching on Twitch. One of them might be somebody that stumbled over the stream by accident and then they'll disappear. But anyway, you can let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear. I think you would have told me by now. So we're here. One other quick thing to have a look at. What time is it? We've got another 2 or 3 minutes to go yet. One other thing just to check up on is the Virtual Straight Pool World Championship. Now we have 4 matches scheduled. It hasn't actually changed as far as I can see. Oh well, Semi-Pro is in, according to that. So Steve must have put him in, obviously. He's been put in on the winner's side against LS3. So he'll be happy with that. We've got Bill against Polka Bouter on Saturday. Bill, I would suggest, will be too strong in that match. We've got Mark Shark against Spectre Dawn at 8 PM on Saturday. That's the match I'm going to be covering. We've got Spudboy against Bankster on Sunday. I won't be covering that one. And we've got LS3 and Semi-Pro on Sunday. I will be covering that one. So that is the schedule unless it changes. And we'll see what happens. Welcome to Bill. And good evening to anybody else that's there. Oh, Bill, you're a VIP on... oh, mind you, that was when I did make people VIPs on. I forgot I was looking at Twitch. I've got Twitch up instead of Kick tonight. Mind you, the Twitch picture on my little 14-inch old monitor is much smaller than it is in Kick. I don't like that so much. Anyway, so we've got a few good matches to come in the straight pool over the weekend. As I say, I'll be covering a couple of those. Ones that I think will be worth watching, not ones that are going to end up in bloodbaths that I think. So But we do have a good first round match tonight. That one, I say, with Semi-Pro and Slim. That's first up as far as the stream goes. That's the wrong bloody thing I'm in, isn't it? That's still the bloody thing. That's better. That was still the straight pull one. So that's the match we're going into. One Pocket Slim and Semi-Pro. Quick look at the watch. We've got about 30 seconds to go and the rooms will be going up. One thing I discovered, I don't know whether Tam's here. Good evening to Chimpy. I went to the other place today because this place was down and I had a look around, but before I could do a look around, I had a big download, and the one thing that they've done is they've disabled the chat in their lobby. It's been disabled for a long time. I don't know whether that's just because they don't have a way of monitoring the lobby or they don't have anybody there to do it. So they've killed the chat. The other thing is I couldn't see the tab for the forum, because you can go to their forum and it will tell you what the update was. One thing I did discover though is, although they had added Cowboy to their games list, they didn't have alternate Cowboy. Well, they do now. That's one thing I discovered this afternoon, because I had nothing better to do with my time. Welcome to Chimpy. Did I say welcome to Chimpy? I might have done that. My short-term memory's gone. Right, so these rooms are up, and we will get ourselves right in. And Semi-Pro's already in. He needs to get himself, mind you, maybe his butt hasn't loaded, because that's the house queue that I'm looking at the moment. Semi-Pro has got his PC back, obviously. It's fixed. But I don't know if his connection's fixed, because suddenly his queue's died, and I can only see the shaft of the queue, and the butt is the house queue. So that's not a good sign. Yeah, well, he says that he's rusty. Well, he's more than rusty. There's something up here with his butt not loading up. There it's loaded now. It's loaded now, just loaded there. Right, so Slim's in. We've got Slim on the right hand side, Semi-Pro on the far side as we look, and that looks a good lag from Semi-Pro, and he's going to win it. So he gets the break. Welcome to John Boo. Well, maybe you can tell us what all the updates were today, because I couldn't find the forum tab at the top of the screen to actually read what the update was. It was a big update. There was quite a lot of downloads, so it might have been a fair bit of bug fixing. They might have added another 25 tables and another 15 different ball sets and maybe another 30 queues. I've got the hiccups now. But other than that, I don't know what they've done to it. So Semi-Pro is in. Well, this looks fairly straightforward. He needs to stay the top side of that 7 ball, because he wants to be dropping down onto this 8, so he doesn't want to leave it this too square, this 7 ball. Now he's got the angle. Welcome to Simon. Well, at one stage I thought I was going to be doing Friday night 9 ball from the other place. That's what I thought. Out of desperation. So first blood goes to Semi-Pro, having won the lag. Break and run out. And the one thing I didn't mention is one pocket Slim's getting last two. Again, it doesn't really matter that as a handicap. And Semi's break's given him another couple of balls. The 5 and 7's gone, but he's got no shot in the 1 in terms of an easy pot. In fact, the obvious thing he'd be doing would be going for a safety here. And he's went all out for the cut. And I don't think he'd have been struggling to have enough of that 2 ball if he'd potted that one there. But the 1 ball is more or less the same position it was, although it's further up the table. So easy safety. Although that's not what I would have done. I would have sent that 1 ball in that direction, but Slim's not even got to a rail. I would have sent that 1 ball in that direction to go there and to go there, and meanwhile the cue ball to go there and to come here. That would have been a far better safety. You want to get distance if you can between the 2 balls, but Slim's failed right off the bat there. Good evening to Cobra. Well, Cobra, is there anybody, well, I don't know, not just Cobra, but is there anybody there that can tell me when VP4 was down from? Because I didn't come into the lobby, or try to get into the lobby until about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it was dead then. So it's apparently been dead for hours and hours. But as I said earlier, even if it was dead and it happened, Steve would have got up this morning and went probably straight out to the golf course. That's where he would have been most of the day, I'm guessing. Or as I say, nobody's told me anything, so I have no clue. Well, it was certainly down for at least 3.5 hours before that time, yeah. So it might have been down since the middle of the night, our time. So the mistake from Slim has cost him dear again. And having gone on to YouTube last night, one of the guys that I follow on YouTube, he was already streaming Starfield, and then you go to YouTube today and you go to Twitch today, there are bloody thousands of them, all streaming Starfield. Again, at least another couple of balls and break. That 3 ball, I think that might have just squirted far enough. Yes, it has. And just needs to get into the gap. Well, he's overhit that a bit, but he probably might end up taking this up table because it goes past the 5. I don't know that that's what he played for, but he's actually in a pretty good position. Now needs that line. Well, he's going to have to jack up a bit to get the stun onto the rail. And that's worked out nice. Looking good for 3-0 here. Oh, that'll be. You know why that is, Cobra? That's because you had a go at the cowboy. That's why. Because if you play a lot of cowboy for a while and then you go into the 3 cushion table, then you can see shots a bit better in the 3 cushion billiards. It's still bloody hard, but you've got a better idea where you're going. Not that much of an idea, but a better idea. Well, Slim needs to get his act together. And this looks like a possible opportunity, although that 1 ball's gone past the side pocket and it's going to be a bit dodgy to cut up the table, that is, because you're heading towards the knuckle of that side pocket there. I think he might be okay though. And he doesn't want to hit this point of the pocket in a funny way. He wants to be able to just come back out. Oh, he's fine. No, he doesn't want to do this though, and he's actually missed the 1 as well. So Slim is all over the place. He needs to shake himself down here rapidly. Well, I think that Slim got a bit lucky there. The only other problem, of course, is that whoever pots the 2 balls is going to have a hard job of doing anything with the 3. Not the 1. Did I say the 2 ball? 1 ball, I meant. And I don't know whether he maybe have tried to get some sort of bump on that and get lucky and still be in the 2, but I think this calls for a little tickle in the 3 ball and duck for cover between the gap and that 8 and 9. That's what he should be maybe trying, just to use that 5 as a stopper and come out into the gap. Well, he tried to play the billiard. He's played it well though. I didn't think he'd enough room to do that. Well, once again, it's an easy enough looking table. It's going to be the unforced mistake from Slim that's going to lose him this rack. So he just needs to come up high enough off this 8 ball. Doesn't want to underhit it. You know, right up to past the middle pocket will do. That's exactly where you want to be. Well, there we go. Coldest Pillow hasn't showed up tonight. Signed up, but a no-show. Chimpy goes through. Yeah, I see he's in. He kept that quiet. Because I had said to him the other night there, I said, well, I mentioned to Steve, and then when I was talking, I said, you know, when I was talking to Steve, that was on the live stream, and then the next day, Semi-Pro sent me a message. Well, I said that on the stream, wasn't it? That he said he wasn't bothered, he wasn't interested. So I told Steve that. So obviously he's got a hold of Steve again. Now I've forgotten who he replaces. Who the hell was it? Was it Mooncake? Was it Mooncake that signed up and then he decides he can't play? I've forgotten. Somebody will remember. But anyway, he plays LS3 first round. Oh, is Albie withdrawn again? Oh, that's maybe what's that's right. I'm totally confused now. So Albie got in and now Albie's out again. Now what's he done here? I think the bank's on. Well, I thought the bank was on. Maybe, I mean, what do I know about banks? It looked as if he could get enough room to get past the 7. Well, again, all I'm doing with this is overcutting this and sending it to the top rail. But if you've got eyes like a hawk, you can pot them like that. Nobody knows Hairpig. Steve's not told us nothing. I think he might be a bit straight in this 8 ball. No, he's got an angle. He's fine. So, Slim, of course, getting the last 2. I've forgotten it straight away. And he's back to within 1. Finally warmed up, I think. But dry. Dry, and I think everything goes here. No, maybe not. Let's have a look. No, 3 ball doesn't go. Now you could do something crazy here and try and bump them, but he needs to bump them hard because he could bump that 3 and 5 and be stuck behind a 4 and 9. But he could possibly try and... Oh no, he's trying to duck for cover. Well, that'll work. And there's an edge there. You've got to get this thin, because you get it too thick, you're scratching. Slim looks as if he's trying to hold the cue ball. We'll take that as a fluke. No, no explanation. Good evening to Spectre. Haven't a clue what's happened. I dare say he's probably intending to explain it if he comes on to one of the live streams. But then again, I said to Simon that I don't know, I mean, where Steve is, I don't know. Oh, that's a poor one. I don't know that that's where the servers are, though. And what I was thinking is that hurricane must be out into the Atlantic by now. I was thinking it might have been the tail end of the hurricane that might have caused it. Maybe there was a flood or something, or an electricity failure at the servers. But only Steve knows the answer to that. Well, I don't know. He might have posted something on Facebook. I haven't on the VP4 page on Facebook. I sent him a message on Facebook. Anytime I send him a message on Facebook, I never get a reply. I mean, if somebody sends me a message on Facebook, I get a ping in my phone. So Steve must have all the sort of alerts switched off. Oh, well, I've had a message from Simon. He's telling me VP4's up. He told me that at 7:05. But I was already in the lobby then, I think. No, tell a lie. The tournament was already underway at that time. What am I talking about? I thought it was 7:05. Aye, 7:05. Simon sent me a message to tell me VP4's up. Yep, nothing, no response from Steve. I don't know whether I've had an email from him, but it's very unlikely I'll get an email either. Well, Slim's going to get another chance here to square the match. Now, is he going to try and come back across for this 6 ball, or is he just going to dink out and play the combo? This is a wee bit fiddly, this angle. It's just a wee bit fiddly. Yeah, you see what I mean about being fiddly? It was difficult to control that. Might play the billiard though. Got to watch he doesn't catch all of this 7 ball, because he might follow it in. If he tries that, he's going to try the bank. Oh no, he's played the combo. And well, I think he'd have preferred the 6 ball to stay there, because this is a toughie. Good evening to Matt. So just to confirm, Semi-Pro is back in the Straight Pool World Championship. It's as it was as far as the original draw goes. Albinario failed to make the draw, so Albinario has been booted out, and Semi-Pro has been put back in. I don't know the ins and outs of it. Obviously, Albinario was happy to let Semi-Pro take his spot. And so Semi-Pro plays LS3, when is it? Sunday? And meanwhile, we've got a tied ball game here from 3-0 down. Slim's got it back all square. He's the ball in the break, and he needs to dink out for this too, but he's decided not. He's going to duck and dive. What, you mean he's actually not even replied to a... He's not even talkative in terms of you messaging him? There's something strange going on there. Well, 2-ball goes. And I think he's going to have to drop this in and get up high enough for that 4. Well, I wouldn't call that high enough. It will cut, but the cue ball... Let's have a look. The cue ball might end up this side of the middle pocket. Oh, it's bumped to 7. He's missed the 4. And Stubbs come in to hurl abuse. Now that 5-ball, let's have a look at that. The 5-ball doesn't go. You can't get to that 5-ball. So going to have to try and... Well, I don't know whether there's enough angle to try and get the cue ball onto the side rail and come up and catch it. Maybe could have tried spinning that with loads of inside English here and try it that way, but I think it now goes. Oh, this is tough. I think you just got it. Well, what a shot. Okay, it's not great in the 6-ball. You can have a go at the bank. But you've got to measure this bank. It's not... Oh, he's ducking and diving again. Got to get the cover, and this looks good pace. Oh, perfect. Well, I know Bill would be jumping over the edge of the 8-ball. Easy jump. Oh, you're right enough, Cobra. I would never have got that. Inspector Don is taking out Simanx. 7 racks to 3. Now what do you do? Do you go for the cut back bank? Yeah, that'll just keep going straight. Oh, that might not be a bad outcome though. He'll settle for that. So once again, we are streaming live to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and also to my Steam well, not my Steam profile page, my broadcast page on Steam. And I have no clue if anybody ever looks at it on Steam, but at least it's there. Well, from 3-0 down, it looks like Slim's taking the lead here. Oh, I had a big dinner tonight, and I can feel it kicking in. I'm beginning to fall asleep. I'm getting to that sort of need a nap stage. Well, ball again in the break for Slim. 3 ball has gone, another result through. John Boo's going through 7-2 against Keyser. And that 7 and 8 aren't doing anything up there. Now, is Jamaican curries blow your head off stuff, or are they just get a bit of a kick to them? No, I do know that Jamaicans do like to have some fiery things. Right, let's look. Well, there's enough room there that you can make that combo. You've got to get to roughly where that 5 ball is. Well, that makes it easier. I mean, I like a curry, but I don't like a curry that's painful to eat. Oh, cue ball's gone. Well, Slim had it in his grasp there. Semi-Pro can see the combo's pretty much set, so it's going to be all square. Yeah, when the sweat's running down the crack of your arse, that you know when to stop with curries. Another result through. DJ Redo has beaten Miskin. I don't know who Miskin is or where they're from. I don't think I've ever seen them. And there could be a player that loses 7-0 and doesn't play his one loss side match because he hasn't a clue. So 4 apiece now. Seven balls gone. Bump with the 4. Cue ball sitting nice. Shot in the 1. 2 ball into the right side pocket. Got to go high enough in the 2 again just to hit the angle to come down for the 3. So this is just a gentle roll in. I mean, all you're doing is rolling it in and rolling forward. You got to roll far enough though. And, well, he's fine. He can tweak this with a bit of right and come past that 4 ball into the gap. Don't want to get too much on it and end up behind the 8 though. Well, he's okay. Didn't need quite as much as that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about curries. I mean, I've told you that before, guys. I had a what do you call it? I had a Vindaloo and never again. I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't tasty and you know, the meat in it wasn't good and anything like that. It was just bloody lethal. It was blow your head off, sitting with a pint in the water and milk. Well, I ate the bugger, but you know, I'd paid the money for it, so I'm going to eat the damn thing. I'm not going to throw it out. I ate the lot of it, but I'll never touch one again. I've had more than my fingers burnt then. I paid for that the next day. Aye, that's what it is. They seem to think, you know, I'm going to have a Vindaloo. Yeah, it's definitely a male ego thing, Vindaloos. In fact, what was that, Pro? There was I can't remember. There was either a documentary or something I was watching, and it was no, tell a lie. It might actually, was it YouTube? There might be a video on YouTube. It was that long ago, I can't remember whether it was a documentary or whether it was actually on YouTube. But anyway, this guy was sat down and the chef was preparing the sort of world hottest curry. I mean, you knew this was hot because you looked at it and it was dark. You know, it was that dark reddish brown colour, like it had dynamite in it. And the guy ate the damn thing. I'll tell you something, he didn't look well for it. But I'm sure it must have been on YouTube. But I do like, you know, something with a wee bit of kick in it. You know, where you can feel the heat in your mouth, but, you know, the rest of your body's not sort of shutting down because of it. You can't beat a nice curry. I mean, I'm talking about a nice curry, not something blow your head off to Kingdom Come curry. Well, we could be all square again here, but I dare say it. It should be good now. And of course, you got all the videos on YouTube with, you know, folk eating Carolina, I'll say that again, Carolina Reaper peppers and all this sort of stuff with, you know, thousands of Covilles or whatever it is they call it. Like, you know, that's like notches in the Richter scale as far as measuring peppers go. Right, so the match is all square. Slim's broke off, he's come up dry, 1 ball's in play, 2 balls in play, everything's in play, and this should be a run out for semi-pro. And he's just gone funny here, he's got to get right into the cue ball here and come down the bottom half of this pocket like that. And now he's fine. Dorset Naga is pretty, pretty. Is that Dorset as in down in Dorset you're talking about? Is it this like a local curry out of the local Indian restaurant down in Dorset? Well, that's not perfect. Just a wee bit more digging to do with the cue ball here. Well, I presume Bankster has gone through 7 racks to 1 against Charlie Bravo. I can't see who won. And that's what happens when you don't get good on the ball. You end up missing it. So, semi-pro should have been in on the hill. And, oh no, Charlie Bravo's won. I think I can just see I can see what looks like his name just popping out. And Stefan has gone through against Christian. Charlie Bravo's beaten Bankster. Charlie Bravo must have been getting a handful of balls. What? The Dorset Naga is a pepper? Never heard of it. I watched a guy, and now again this might have been on YouTube. I watched a guy, you know I've got a little bottle of Tabasco. Everybody knows what the little bottles of Tabasco look like. I've got that. I have it on toasted cheese and stuff like that. A little dash of Tabasco sauce. And I sometimes put it in my beans when I'm having beans and toast and things like that. I watched a guy drink a bottle of that. He drank a bottle of bloody Tabasco sauce. I'll tell you, they'll do anything for punishment. Just drunk it like as if it was like tomato sauce. You know, like a bottle of tomato juice or something like that. Right, so that 5 ball will go. It'll go from the cut here, so there isn't a problem. Well, there's the problem. Slim's missed the pot. And a strong possibility here we could be going all the way. Oh, aye, chili. I love a bit of chili. Yeah. again, same thing, you know, chili's good in proportion to add that little bit of fat. Where's this cue ball going? Oh, there's a huge fail by semi-pro. I don't know why I had to juice that up so much. I mean, you could have left that in the middle of the table there like that, and you could have cut that 5, come off the short rail, long rail, and in behind the 6. He didn't have to juice that up as much, and he's just sold out there big time. Big fail. Oh, that's poor as well. Slim's left it short. He couldn't make it any more awkward. I mean, again, anywhere down the table here, another 1.5 foot and you're fine. And there we go. We are going all the way. Slim's did everything in his power to lose this match. Yeah, that you're right enough, Hair Pig. You know, he could have cut that and he would have brushed the 8, but see if you'd played it right and you were in the middle of the table, you could have cut that, hit the 8 and just brushed the 8 and left it into the same corner pocket. There wouldn't really have been a problem. But he put far too much oomph into that. Well, Semi-Pro has come up dry, and this might be over right now, because it's not 100% dead set, but I think if Slim gets his eye in here, this 9 ball's heading in. And there it goes. Couldn't have played it any more perfect. So eventually, Slim gets over the line by the odd rack. Loads of results, of course, have come through, so we'll need a quick refresh and an update here, see where we stand. We've got, let's dive into that match. Larry's huffing and puffing here. We're 5 apiece with Sargo, who's getting, excuse me, the 7 ball. So it looks as if Larry's been struggling a bit. But on the other hand, it looks as if Sargo, who I can't remember whether I've seen, I've still got the hiccups, whether I've seen or not. Now, what was that? Oh, he bumped to 9. That's all it was. Let's have a look. Where's he from? The Philippines. Sargo might have been running a few balls to get to that money ball. So Larry's under a bit of pressure. Now this could go wrong one way here if he goes up too far, and he's well short of that. So needs the angle on the 8 ball. Ideally he wants to be sort of inside the 8 ball, because that's the simplest thing to do. You roll through to the rail just past the pocket. Well, he's stunned it, and he's left the angle the other way. So now he just needs to make sure he either kills it there, or comes out into the middle of the table. Looks as if he's just going to kill it there. Now, he could have left that dead straight. I think he should be fine though. I mean, he shouldn't miss this. Oh, well, he tried his best. It wasn't clean. So Larry now breaking for the match. Well, let's see what Sargo's made of. Larry's break's dry. The big test here is not only the cut, but actually being able to see the 2 ball. He could be in trouble here if he pots this. Well, I do believe he did try the pot and he was on the 2. And Larry can see a clean shot in the 1. Larry's got the same problem though. And where he's going to try and get on this 2, he's going to have to juice it up big time if he's going to come back the way. He's played it well. Now, this is where you just get into the cue ball and spin it. Oh, it needs to bounce. Oh, it's tricky now. Got to avoid the traffic. He's done that. Needs to miss the bump. And now he's in no man's land. If it misses the bump, he's home and dry. That's how it becomes tricky. So, now's the chance to see what Sargo can do. Now he's got an easy starter. Only needs to get to the 7 ball. And this might be the story about what's been happening in this match all the way through it. Larry's not quite getting the job done in a few of the racks, and Sargo just coming in and tidying up the mess. Yeah, well, he's played the right shot to get on the 6, so just drop through and roll the 7 into the side. Where's the problem? Even checked the cue ball a wee bit there. So, he's got a rough idea of what he's doing. So here we go. Another final rack decider. And nothing doing. And this cue ball sitting plumb on the 1. Right, so the angle that he's got in the 1 ball, the cue balls want to just duck away. He's just trying to hold it. And, well, he doesn't want to run this way because he's going to bump into traffic, so he's going to have to check this quite a bit to just bring it out. And this is trouble. It might not be so much trouble. I think the problem is you got enough room to go forward. I mean, you need to jack up here, but I don't think you can avoid hitting the 7 with the potting angle in the 3. And he might not be all that close with a shot in the 4 ball here. I mean, we see it cleanly cuts, but you've got to get enough room past that 5 ball to see the 4. Well, he's gone the other way. And this is not pretty. Because if Larry doesn't get this and leaves this on, there'll be a chance for Sargo to take this out to the 7 ball. And the mistake's made again. And the 4 ball is on. Now this, let's have a look. I think you can dink that and just drag it and hold it as much as you can to stop it leaking away. I think you can. I think you can just try and chip it and drag it. It might end up down by the 6 ball, but you still have a cut in the 5. It might be going right up and down. Well, it's gone a lot further than I thought. But the 5 ball does have a pocket, most of it. And you would think this is make or break for the match here, because if he gets a 5, I can't see him not being on the 6. You just got to pop this pocket weight and just let the cue ball do its business, and you'll have a 6 ball into this bottom corner pocket where the cue is right now. Needs to slow up. Needs to slow up. Well, that's better than nothing. Just a wee tricky angle to read. And got to again stop the cue ball just leaking away. Now, he's not trying to cut this into the side, is he? Why is he not potting it in the corner? Watch the pockets here. Yeah, I don't think I'd have been playing that shot. That may well have just sold out there. He should have put that into the corner pocket, that 6 ball. How's that look? He's got a slight angle the other way. He could just go forward and around the corner and bring it up the table as far as he dare. Got all the room that he needs to do that, and he's fine. So Larry's going to escape here. Meanwhile, Simanx is taking Bankster out on the 1 loss side, 4 racks to 2. This might be the last. I think this is the last first round match here that we're watching. I think everything else is done. So Larry goes through. Sargo moves over to the 1 loss side. We'll have a quick update if I can get this bloody thing to work. Right, so Larry's through to play Stefan. We've got John Boo up against Chimpy, and John Boo's 4-3 up at the moment. We've got DJ Rudu and Slim going at it. DJ Rudu is at 3-1 or 2-1 up. And we've got Spectre Don and Charlie Bravo, and Spectre Don is 4-1 up. So I reckon we'll head into this match with Chimpy and John Boo. Chimpy's just about to square it up here at 4 apiece. And Semi-Pro has survived on the 1 loss side. He's taken out Miskin, who did know that there was a 1 loss side, but Miskin has gone. I'll have a quick drink if I can find my bottle. Well, right now we are showing 9 on Twitch. I have not seen any chat coming through from Kick, so I don't know whether there's anybody there at all. Oh, speak of the devil, there's one. And meanwhile, Chimpy has got to get good on this 6 ball. And this is just hampered slightly with this 8 ball in there. You must get the good angle on the 6 so that it's easy just to drop across for this 7. Let's have a look. Well, that's not bad. I think he can stun that in and just head the ball, the cue ball, over this direction. I don't think he wants to try and leave a combo in the 9. I think he wants to get down this short side here. And he's got a line that he can do that. He could have done with just going a bit further. Now he's got to avoid running into the 9. And he's got to get the cue ball half decent. You see, that's where it becomes tricky when you start having to do little touchy things to hold on that next ball. And, well, John Boo's got a gift and a half here. John Boo getting the 8 ball. So that's going to be easy enough. And there we go. John Boo into the lead. I can't cook. Anything I cook involves a microwave. It goes straight out of the box and into the microwave. That won't be very exciting viewing. Well, here we go, guys. This chili con carne is 4.5 minutes in the microwave at 900 watts. And we'll get it started, and we'll have some music, and I'll be back with you in 4.5 minutes. Oh, well. John Boo's the one that's... I think he went for the combo there, did he? I was busy reading the chat. And Chimpy's left with an awkward one. We just got to dink it in around the corner. Nice angle on this 4 to go forward, and 2 rails across, maybe even 3 rails to the 5 ball. Or back the way. See, the danger with back the way is the side pocket. That's the danger. The safest way was the 2 or the 3 rails there, just punching it around the corner. You're nowhere near the side pocket then. And he could have played that better. See, this is where you end up going funny. It's a tricky shot now. That might be fairly tight, that 6 ball. No, it isn't. But he didn't fancy it because he was hampered. And that's not a bad safety. Let's have a look at how much that's that. Well, I think if you could try and make the bank, but the spin that you're putting in the cue ball might affect the 6 ball, but he's trying to thin this and duck for cover. And that is very well played. Full ball snooker. Managed to catch the edge, but you were never really going to get it safe. So John Boo, just a roll in on this 7 ball. Get the cue ball up. Oh, again. And again, he's overhit that by quite a bit to get on the 8 ball. And he's got away with it also. Well, there's plenty of room to jump this 9 and catch the edge of the 7. But it's certainly not easy. Where's the cue ball? That's what happens. I mean, you've no idea where the cue ball's going. And it's now a complete gift on a plate for John Boo. And he's 1 away. Chimpy back to the wall. Six ball goes in, 3 ball goes in. 9 ball thought about going in. Sorry, not 9 ball. Cue ball thought about going in. Oh, it needs to slow up. This is going to be locked. Well, Chimpy breathes a sigh of relief, because he's more than likely going to get a shot here. And of course now Chimpy's under pressure because he cannot make a mistake. It's no miss now. I was reading it on the, I think it was the teletext. When I got up in the morning, I usually put the news on, and I put the text on to see what the news is on there. And I went to the Scottish news, and I think they mentioned that there's a new strain of COVID out in Scotland. A new strain has been discovered. But look at where this is. Oh, he's got the little bump. He's walking a high rope here, not Slim, Chimpy. Yeah, another new variant on COVID. That'll settle in for the winter. So Chimpy with it all to do, but he's got the break. He's a shot. A ball and a shot. Well, he's got the first part of it right. He's not really got a shot, and he'd be crazy to try some silly combo here. Now, can that 4-ball be got at? I don't think you can get at it where you're potting it. Because even if you got there, you're still sending that to the rail. I don't think you can pot that. Well, John Boo will go for the bank. No doubt about that. And this 1 ball's going to go pretty safe. Well, it's just bounced a tad. Chimpy's going to go for the cut if he can see enough of it. The question is can he? I don't think he can. Well, the 4-ball certainly doesn't go now. Oh, he needs to get a rail. He's got the rail. Now Chimpy's in trouble. And he could be in more trouble in a minute if John Boo's got his head screwed on here. And he should be in trouble. Just a thin edge. He's got to get the angle where he's missing all the traffic at this end of the table. If he can get up with that 9 and 8 ball, and he's run into the traffic. That was the problem with that shot, is avoiding everything. In fact, it's an easy kick. I mean, you could just roll onto this 1 ball, but again, he could end up in trouble just rolling onto it. Oh yeah. He should be, well, he's not doing it. And that's poor. He should have been trying to get that cue ball in behind the 4. So there's a little glimmer of an opportunity here for Chimpy. Now, potting the 1 and the follow through is the order of the day, and get a comfortable angle on this 2 where he can probably come over to where the 4 ball is. He wants to get into the cue ball. He might be going just above the side pocket here. It's hard to tell what exactly he's doing. Yeah, he's come over to the 4 ball. Needs an angle, and that might not be that great. Nope, he's bolt straight. He's going to have to work the cue ball a bit here. Another result through. 1 pocket slim has gone. DJ Redo's taken him out. 7 racks to 3. Well, he's gone to the 1 loss side, that is. He's not out of the tournament. And this is tricky again, and he's going to probably catch some of that 6 ball. Maybe an edge. Oh, cue ball. Well, everything's tough now. It's a testy pot in this 5 ball. No. I don't think he dare try doing much with the cue ball here. Well, he is trying. Yeah, that you start. Well, you might get lucky here. Nope. Well, you won't get a better chance than this, John Boot. Similar shot to what Chimpy had a minute ago. Just get yourself over the left-hand side. You see he's trying to be delicate, and he's forgot the pot, and he might well pay for that. Now Chimpy's got to use the top rail and the 6 ball to get back down here, I think. Yeah, and that looks reasonable enough if it hits the rail and comes out a bit. He's fine. So another match that's going all the way. I think this is the third one where we've gone to the final rack. So Chimpy breaking for the match from 6-4 down. And John Boo, though, missed a sitter on the 6 ball, really. And Chimpy's got the 1, the 3, and the 6 have gone. Very thin cut in the 2. Cue ball running all over the place. Might even bump into the 4 here. Oh no, it was a lot thinner than that. Well, that's handy. That's taking out another ball. 8 ball has gone. And I think he might be again just uncomfortably straight on this 4. He's got a slight angle, but he's got to do something with the cue ball. He's not going to be particularly great in the 5, and he's held it, and it's come down, and that's well done. Well, the angle he's got would be cue ball back out for the 7 ball into this bottom left-hand corner. Unless he goes right out to where the cue ball is now to take it into the other corner on the right-hand side. He's doing a fair bit of thinking, but, I mean, the angle he's got, that's where the cue ball wants to go off the rail and back out to sort of there. Well, he's trying to. Well, now he's done nothing. He's not held it for that pocket very well, but he's still got the pot. But it's always tricky, and this, of course, was John Boo's money ball, wasn't it? Or was it? No, his money ball was the 8 ball. So this for the match. It's thin into the side. And he's gone into the corner. Sensible shot. Well, he got out of jail. John Boo had his chance, and I don't think he'll come much closer than that to have taken Chimpy out, but he didn't get the job done, and that's what happens. So Chimpy goes through, and now, if we can, where the hell is this bloody button? That's it. Right, so that match will update. We'll get Chimpy through. He's waiting on the winner of Larry and Stefan. We've got Spectre Don and Charlie Bravo, and Spectre Don is 6-2 up. Charlie Bravo getting, 6 and out, and DJ Redo's waiting on that one. Meanwhile, on the one loss side, let's dive in to this match. This is Keezer, the guy who wasn't happy about my criticism in the commentary, and I'll be criticising all I feel is necessary if I don't like what I see. Well, what I do see at the moment is that Keezer's up 1-0 in a race to 4. Oh, Chimpy trying to squeeze the 4 past the 9. And now Keezer's got to get the cue ball out of there. Keys are getting 6 and out. And he's going to be 2-0 up. Oh well, if you'd been here any other time during the day, you wouldn't have been able to get into VP4. It's been down all day. We still don't know why. Well, obviously the servers weren't working, that's why, but we haven't had any detail on what the real reason was. Well, like Chimpy and that last match, Slim's going to have to work to survive here. The big difference is it's only a race to 4 and he's already 2-0 down. Yeah, we'll blame the Russians. Oh, Slim's got his chance. He's got his chance. The second shot's the tricky one. Potting this 3 ball and managing to get the cue ball out of there clean again, avoiding contact with anything to go over that left hand side and up the table. Now where's it going? That's heading south. Well, it stayed in the table, but he's done the right thing there. So Slim's safety is going to get him his second opportunity here to get one on the board. And this is gone awkward. It's no good either way. He's got the thin cut into the side. Got to judge the pace. He catches the 6, which hasn't really done him any harm at all. If anything, it's helped him. Oh dear. But Slim has missed it, and I mean, it wasn't a difficult 6 ball. And again, he's got out of jail. And Sargo has taken out Christian, 4 racks to 2. So Sargo survives. And that's well played though. Nice little kick shot. Well, this is backed right into a corner here for Slim. 3-0 down, and once again he's getting a chance. Ball in hand, and they're all there. And Spectre Dawn takes out Charlie Bravo on the winner's side. Spectre Dawn by 7 racks to 3. Well, we'll give him this one. Where's this going to go wrong? Well, it's went wrong there because that wasn't great. I mean, why is he making his life so bloody awkward? Point of no return. He's off the mark. He needs to win the next 3. Well, he's got a couple of balls. Cue ball stayed on the table. And he's going to have to jump this. No, wait a minute. What ball is that? That's a 1 ball. I thought it was a 9. And it does go. That's well played. And he's going to go forward and down past the 5. He wants to get down to at least there. At least a donut. We'll give him that. Got a nice angle. Just to kill it. Again, he's just getting into it too much. You see, he's just getting into it too much. I mean, he's still fine. And now the tricky part coming up. Now, is that 8 ball a bank? I don't think it is. I think it's going to the rail way too soon at that angle. And he's got the bump, but he's not really got a shot. And this is, well, he can try ducking behind the 8 here, but this is a tricky, touchy shot. That's probably what he's trying to do, and he's usually got good touch. He's got to get the spin, and he's got the hit in the 8 too soon. It had to go to the short rail first and then bump the 8. So 6 and out gives keys of the match by 4 racks to 1. So Slim's going home. And that's the perils of giving 6 and out in a race to 4. Your mistakes are multiplied tenfold. Right, so we've got Sargo playing Charlie Bravo in the 1-loss side. We've got Keezer waiting on the winner of that match. We've got Semi-Pro against John Boo, and John Boo's getting the 6 ball, but Semi-Pro's already 3-0 up. We've got Simanx waiting on a loser coming through. And if we look at the matches here, Spectre Dawn and DJ Ridu are just underway. We've got Larry playing Stefan that we're going to go into joint. And at the moment, Larry is on the hill. 6-4 up. Stefan is getting the 8 ball. And we've got a bit of ducking and diving going on here. Now, he's not trying to billiard onto the 9, is he? I'll tell you something, it's worth a go. It was worth a go. So Stefan is going to have to battle. And he's got into the cue ball too much. Had the right idea, but just got into it too much. He's still got a cut. Same problem again, avoiding the traffic to get out of there. Oh, he's avoided it nicely, and a nice little bump in the 5. That's perfect. Well, can Stefan hold it together? Now, once again, just a little dinking in the 5 and let the cue ball come out far enough for the 6. Oh, he's cut that to the rail too soon, but it's gone in. Oh, he's walking a tightrope as well. Around and out far enough. And so just the 7 ball and the 8 ball into the side, nothing to do with the cue ball. A little bit of spin just to open up the angle. See, the little bit of spin just sends the cue ball to the right there. Just to you know, more or less leave that 8 ball straight into the side pocket. Well, Stefan needed to keep on the roll, but he's come up dry. And I think this 1 ball goes. It does. And no problem getting on the 2. 3 ball into the side pocket as well to follow. Oh, where's the cue ball going? Well, this is a lot more touchy now because he's a lot higher on the 2 ball than he really wanted. It's suddenly become awkward. And he's managed to try and hold the cue ball, but it was nigh an impossibility to get the distance that 2 ball had to go to get to the pocket. But he's got a shot. It's tricky though. Oh, and he wasn't looking for the extra hit in that 6 ball because that's now left him awkward again. This is really tough. And he's also nudged whatever it was in there. Was it the 7 ball that went as well? Nice angle in the 5, just to dig into the cue ball to hold it across for the 6. Well, he's not digging into the cue ball. Where's he is now? And he should be, I say he should be home and dry. Nice angle. Can go forward around the corner all the way up the table and get as straight as he can in the 9. So Larry is going through to round 3. I think it's round 3. So he wins by 7 racks to 5. And of course, Stefan moves over to that 1-loss side. Now we've got a match now between Larry and Chimpy. We've got DJ Redo at the moment 2-0 up against Spectre Dawn. And on the 1-loss side, Stefan now plays Simanx. That's who Simanx was waiting. He was waiting on a 1 loser coming over. Semi-Pro is waiting on the winner of that match. And above there, we've got Keezer, still waiting on the winner of Sargo and Charlie Bravo. And Sargo's 1-0 up in that match. Now we're going to have to keep a close eye on what's happening in this match with Spectre Dawn and DJ Ryudu. But we'll go in to join Larry and Chimpy, and they're already underway. And Larry is getting the 8-ball. I thought you were going to say pig shit there. Maybe that's what you mean by pig power. He's running in pig shit. Well, we're already ducking and diving here in this first rack. Well, if you can bump that 1-ball off the rail, I don't know whether you can cut it to the rail and avoid the 8-ball. It's too close, but well, he's went all out for the pot. Well, that was ambitious. I mean, it would have been great if it had gone in because he was on the 2. And this is not any better here for Chimpy either. This is horrible. Oh, watch the cue ball. I think it's going to get the nice little bump on the 5-ball. Larry taking this into the corner so he can get back for the 2. Again, just a tricky little angle to judge. Oh, he's played it well, but where's the cue ball spinning to? Oh dear. And now he's in dire straits here because he's going to have to go through the gap. He could pot this. Got it too thin though. Well, Chimpy's going to have to manufacture the combo if he's going to get in here. That wasn't easy. Now, is the billiard on? That's a possibility. Oh, he didn't even look at it. Well, Larry could be in trouble again here. And like I said, he could be in trouble. Whenever you get balls that are very adjacent and you're ducking and diving, it's pretty easy to find yourself stuck behind one of them by your opponent. Well, Larry's got the hit, and that's not finished all that bad. I mean, it's a dodgy cut. The 4-ball doesn't go, so again, if Chimpy gets the 2, he's going to have to conjure up another combo. And he's got a good line, as good a line as he would ever hope to be able to play this. Problem is, the 4-ball is coming to the short rail here to like the first diamond or something like that, and where it's going to end up, nobody knows. And that's, well, I think he tried to be maybe a bit too delicate there. Now he's going to just try and get a void hitting the 6-ball and get the length of the table away from this 4. He's played that well. Okay, he hasn't got to the other rail, but the most important thing is he's left Larry not a sniff of this 4-ball. And so the safety this time from Chimpy gets him the reward, and a gilt edge opportunity now to get this first rack over and done with. Chimpy only needs to get to the 8-ball, but of course the 8-ball has gone, so he has to then just run the table, which shouldn't be that tall in order for him. Right, we'll give him this rack. What I want to do is, just while I've got people's attention, is go to the straight pool World Championship and confirm that we have a match between Bill and Poolkabouter tomorrow at 6 PM. I won't be covering that. I may well pop in and have a look at it. We do have a match following that at 8 PM tomorrow night between Mark Shark and Spectre Dawn, and providing everybody's there, that's the one I want to cover. We've then got Spud Boy and Bankster on Sunday at 5 PM. I won't be there for that one. And then on Sunday at 7:30 PM we have the match between LS3 and Semi-Pro. Now that's not to say that I won't drop in and have a look and see what's happening in that match, but this is the one we want to cover, the one between LS3 and Semi-Pro on Sunday evening. Let's get out of that, get back to the bracket now, assuming that that rack has been taken out. We're expecting it to have been taken out. Let's get back in the room. So Chimpy 1-0 in front, Larry at the table though. And again, a good enough table that Larry should be home and dry here also. Check to cue ball there to avoid running towards the 9 and the 7. Now, problem with this one is avoiding the 8-ball on the rail. And he's held the cue ball. Problem now though is he's the wrong angle to get back for the 6, so he's having to cut it to the more awkward pot, and that's why it's ended up being missed. And all because he didn't get good on the 5. Had he been good on the 5 that side, he would have dropped a 5 in and been down in the 6. Being the wrong side, he had to cut it to the more difficult pocket, and that's how he ends up missing. And this looks a good pace, and Chimpy should be pinching a 2-0 lead here. He's got to get up high enough, which he should do. And he'll probably duck back the way towards himself with this shot. So the 8 ball for 2-0, I think he's looking at the 9 ball, but he'll realise he doesn't need the 9 in a second. Yeah, he's playing to get on the 9. In fact, what the hell? No, what was he getting? It's bloody Larry that's getting the handicap. You can tell I'm falling asleep. It's Larry that's getting the 8 ball. It's that time of night, folks. It's 25 past 8. My brain's going downhill as usual. Same old story. Well, Larry's still not back. Well, now, obviously, you have a disconnect. Maybe Larry's mistake is he's maybe trying to reconnect too quickly, and when you do that, the server still, I think, hasn't really realised you've left. You get that pop-up message coming up, and that's probably what's happened there. Larry said a quick disconnect, tried to reconnect. Now he's got in. Well, he's here. We'll soon find out if his queue's going to appear. But he's going to be 3-0 down regardless. Monitor went blank. Oh, that's no a good sign. Maybe a loose cable. Or maybe Larry started getting those blackouts again. And Stefan has taken out Simanx by 4 racks to 1. So Stefan marches on. And meanwhile, Larry's got it all to do already. 3-0 down. Chimpy with a ball in the break. 2 balls in the break. 1 ball's gone also. And I couldn't be sitting any better in the 2 now. Quick look at the 3. Well, the 3 ball goes, but you really want to be right on it. And, well, he's got 2 things to think about here. He's got to make sure he obviously gets the pot clean, and he avoids bumping into anything up there. And he should have plenty of room. Well, I say should have. And let's have a quick look. And I think he's in trouble. I'm not convinced he can get enough of that 4 ball. How tight is it? It's not tight. Cue ball stays in the table, and that's a good result. And Sargo has taken out Charlie Bravo. I can't see the score. Oh dear. Well, Chimpy did all the hard work there. Now Larry has his lifeline. A chance to get himself going. The top 2 text in my car sucks, so I give up. Well, he'll be glad that. Well, he doesn't need it, doesn't he? No, he just needs to pot the 8. So Larry's off and running. But he needs to run another couple to get right back on terms. And he's got a couple of balls, and as long as everything stays out of the way, he's going to have a shot in the 1 ball past the 9. Now you can cheat the pocket here. This should comfortably go in. And that's fine, I think. Oh, just made it and no more. Bumping the 7 ball won't do any harm. Oh, he's taking it the other way. The only danger with that is heading over towards the 6, but he's clean. Now he's awkward. Again, it's not a difficult pot up the rail. He's got to get a hold of the cue ball. He doesn't want it to leak into the corner here. And now he's good to go. Just drop the 7 in, go to the rail, back out into the table, whatever, he's fine. Oh dear. Oh, he's taking his eye right off the ball. Oh, well, Larry, you can't be doing that. I mean, this is a thin cut, but I mean, it's not difficult. Drop it in, you're guaranteed on the 8. Big mistake from Larry there. And I think I jinxed him again, saying he should be off the mark. I think that's what's done it. What did I say? Off the mark? He was off the mark. He could have been one behind, but it's a 2-rack swing. And it's now 4-1. Oh, 4 balls. Well, it tried. Oh, 8 balls tried also. Well, the 8 ball will definitely be getting in now. It's just a gentle dink on the 1 ball, because you want to still be able to play the 1 ball. Just a gentle cut. And that's perfect. What the hell was that there? That was a combo, wasn't it? Aye. That shows you I'm really falling asleep. Well, Larry's come up dry. Got away with it. He's not left anything. And needs to miss a double kiss. Oh, now. Well, no doubt Larry's taking the combo. He's just got to get the line. And probably try and go to the rail and come back out. Yep. Oh dear. Needs a nudge. Oh, it hasn't nudged enough. No, it's another combo, wasn't it? Right, it was a combo in the 8 again. I keep forgetting he's got the bloody 8 ball as his money ball. That's 2 in a row. And suddenly he's back to within 1. Got a ball this time, but no shot. A nifty little tuck away there. Easy kick. But again, no clue where this is going to end up. And well, I mean, the 1 ball does cut. Now, how's a little nudge in the 2? He didn't get there. He didn't get there. Well, there's plenty of cover here. Does Larry risk trying to do anything with this 2 ball? It's easy enough to cut that back to the short rail and just duck down table here. Oh, I don't think he's gone far enough. He has. Well, Chimpy's going to try jumping over the 5, avoiding the 3. And if he doesn't put any spin on this, he should be potting the 2. I think he's going to have to leave the butt of the queue lower down, I think. Oh, he's managed to avoid a 3. That was well done. How's his luck? No good. He's going to have to do it again. Two in a row. Oh, it's getting harder and harder. I think he can see the 4 this time. Oh, well, he can see the 4. Oh, he's not potting that. He's sending that to the rail, the long rail behind the 5, bringing the cue ball back down the table. No, he hasn't. He's left it in the middle of the table. And now he's got a nudge. Well, I would have been more keen to play that to the rail and send it there and bring the cue ball down. Okay, there's nothing easy left. But it's still a shot here for Larry. And if he can get this clean, he should be on the 5, around behind the 5. Needs a little bump there. And another little bump. Oh, now he's hampered. Now he's hampered. Oh no, he's not. He's fine. He's fine. Oh, he's good here. Should be all square in a second. Semi-Pro has taken down Stefan. Semi-Pro marches on. He's hanging in there. So just this 8 ball and we'll be back in level terms. Oh dear. We're on the helter-skelter heading down all the way. That's exactly what I could do with right now, a cup of coffee. But then I'd be slipping for the next 15 minutes. Now this is just a little tricky one to judge here. The contact and the pace has to be right to keep this safe. Don't believe he's trying to pot it. He's just trying to tuck away, but well, if he'd avoided that 4, he'd have been good. Now Larry, I think, is going for the cut here. That's too far off the rail. That's going to entice him all the way. On this cue ball, if it keeps running, and that's pretty good. Well, Larry looks as if he's about to take the lead here. Again, where's the problem? He's going to leave himself the angle in the 6 just to maybe come off the long rail and up the table, or the short rail and up the table in this case. Yeah. Again, up the table high enough. So Larry's on a roll here now. 5-4 in front. Well, immediately he's ground to a halt. He's come up dry. Left a shot in the 1. But there is a lifeline for Larry, because I don't think that 7 ball goes. And then again, the more I look at it, no, it doesn't. Let's just say it doesn't go there. Now, where the 6 ball is, well, he's bumped to 8, but forgot about the 1. So Chimpy trying to improve the situation immediately. I mean, he wouldn't have obviously had a shot in the 2 where he finished up there. And Larry's got his work cut out. Potting the 1 is half the battle here. The best he'd be able to do here is a bank on this 2 ball. Well, he's trying to get right across behind the 2, and that's just asking too much. Same again for Chimpy. He can take this long into that corner pocket and drop behind the 2. He's got enough room to do that. He looks as if he's going forward though. Need to watch the side pocket here. And he's avoided it, just. That was always a danger going forward. Now he has to avoid the bump in the 4 to get back up top for that 3. Well, he's hit the 4, and now it's awkward. And not only that, he's bumped the 4 into a more or less a combo with a 5, although the 5 looks as if it wants to go at the jaw. And no guarantee he'll be anywhere near good on this. Now the pace is a bit short. And it isn't good enough for a billiard either. And this is tricky. Is he trying to bank this into the side? That might be what he's trying here, yeah. Oh, it might double bank, and it has gone. Oh, the cue ball nearly knocks a 9 in. Oh, and he could try the reverse bank on the 5 onto the 9 here. I think that's what he's doing. He can't get enough of the 5 to try and cut it into that corner, so he's going to try and bank it up onto the 9, and he's missed it. He's missed it. And Larry breathes again, and he could be on the hill here in a minute. Oh, he needs to avoid the 7. He's done that. Stayed well clear of it, because it's the only thing that could hook him there, the 7 ball. So the 7-9 for a 6-4 lead. And Spectre Dawn has seen off DJ Redo. 7 racks to 5. So Spectre Dawn looking as if he's wanting to go all the way this week. Where are we? Well, he's in the hot seat match, and he's waiting on his opponent from the match we're watching right now. And meanwhile, Chimpy with a chance to rescue one of these racks. And loads of juice in the cue ball. And another tricky one. Now, he's got to try and come in between the 7 and the 4. And that's what he done, and he done it very well, but he's missed the pot. And this is just, again, one of these fiddly little shots with the 3 ball been in the pocket, more or less. It's difficult to judge the cue ball. Well, he's played it well. And Larry needed to get into the stun a bit more. He's now gone awkward. And now he's recovered the situation more or less. And now it's another fiddly one. And when they're fiddly, they can be troublesome. And Chimpy survives. How much is that going to cost Larry? Well, this might have the possibility to be our, I think it would be our 4th final rack decider tonight in the matches that we've watched. But we aren't there yet. Chimpy with a break. Ball and a shot needed. And then the rest will be up to him. Well, he's got a ball. I think the one ball's gone. And no shot, but a push out is chosen. No, Larry's going to go for this, I think, because he'll be bumping the 8 ball. Larry won't be refusing this. Okay, it might not be good on the 3, but he'll be going for the 2. Well, same thing with this shot for Chimpy here. He has to avoid that 5 and 9 by going this way, I think. He's got to stun it a bit to go that way. Well, he didn't listen. He should have went that way. Because if you go that way, it's a much more open shot in the 3 ball from this side. I mean, he's still got a pot, but it's trickier at this angle. And that's why you miss them. And likewise for Larry, he's got more or less, I don't think you can see this, by the way. No, you can't. You cannot see it. Oh, that's the worst thing that can happen. Oh, he might get lucky though. I don't think he's been all that lucky though. Oh no, now that you look at it. Yep, there's not enough. I mean, there's enough room to get behind the 6 and spin to the rail, but you're only going to push the 3 onto that long rail and back out. You're not going to pot it, I don't think. It's too tight to this jaw to be able to do that, but he's got the room. I might need to check this a bit. Oh, he's played it well. Oh, now he needs to get past the 7. He's done that. Now can he get out of there? Is he dragging into this? Yeah, he's trying to get into the gap. He's done that. So everything's fallen into place so far. Loads of room to get up that right hand side of the table. Up beyond the 7 ball. Beyond the side pocket on the right side. Avoids the bump in the 7. And he's going to have a nice angle on this 6 to either stun up the table or just let it run to the rail and out behind the 8 ball. He's got the choice how he plays it. He's played the stun, but again he's not got into it enough. Now the cue ball's having to do things. And he's managed to drag and kill the pace. And now needs to get back for the 9, of course, remember. And that'll be fine. So we're going all the way again, folks. And there's another result. Keezer has beaten Sargo 4 racks to 1. And now Chimpy has the break for the match. And this, of course, to see who's going to play Spectre Dawn in the hot seat match. Well, a couple of balls thought about going in. It's dry. And Larry's going to get first go. Now, the first problem for Larry here is not the cut in the 1. The problem is the cue ball needs to really bump into something here and avoid traffic. Well, it's bumped to 6 the wrong way. Because that's not where he wanted to be. We'll settle for that though. A little roll of the ball is what you need, but Chimpy should have Larry in trouble here. He's got to avoid running into the 8 ball here. He's avoided the 8 ball. Now it needs to spin. And just not enough legs. But he had the right path and the right line there. But he's not got the cover. But this is still tricky, this at this distance, trying to get the right contact in the 2 ball. These are always difficult. Oh, that's a great cut. How's the luck? It's no good. And Larry will be doing the same thing. He'll be trying to spin down to this 4 ball. He's got to get, well, he's going the other way. Well, he's got to get the cover at this range here. I don't like this as an option. I'd much prefer ducking up in this bottom left-hand corner. And Larry's went all out for it, and he's got it. What a shot. That's the match winner right there. Because all he has to do is pot the 4 and get into the gap between the 6 and 7 and try and get as good a line on this 5-9. It needs to keep going. He's going to be perfect. Is he? Yes, he is. He's absolutely spot on. Well, fair play to Larry. Grabbed the bull with the horns. Went for the bank, or the cut back bank on the 3 ball. And that won him the match. He deserved to win with that shot. So Larry goes through to the hot seat match with Spectre Dawn. And we'll have a quick look and see where that puts us on this one-loss side. We've got semi-pro against DJ Redo. We're going to dive into that right now. And we've got semi-pro about to go 3-1 up. DJ Redo getting 7 and out. But he's got his work cut out right now. Nine ball goes in the break. 9 ball will come back up. Semi-pro staring down the 1 ball. Everything else is in the open. And this match should be over. Well, he's a bit straight on this. He's got a slight angle, but doesn't want to try and pinch too much. Now this is a tricky one. He's going to have to hold it in this right side. And now another tricky one. Ideally he wants to come up and bump the 9 here. But he's checking it the other way. Yeah. Just to make sure that he would try to avoid the 9. He could have still brushed the 9 and it would have been fine. Because he was coming on the right side there of the 9 ball. So this is going to be a short visit for us. Chimpy, sorry, not Chimpy, semi-pro survives another match. In fact, talking to Chimpy, that might be who semi-pro is going to play next. Let's have a quick look. No, it's Chimpy's actually playing Kiza at the moment. So they've just started. So we can now head in to the hot seat match. Still in the first rack. Larry won the lag and broke off. Spectre Dawn at the table with all the balls having pockets. And likewise, should be out. That's just gone a bit too straight on the 5. I mean, he might go forward and come up the top end of the 6. He tried to stun it, you see, there wasn't really enough there, and now it suddenly becomes tricky. He could have gone forward and just left himself behind the 6 from the top end and put it into the bottom corner. But he's fine now. All is good. And he's got the perfect angle on the 7 just to drop through. Well, we're just gone 2 hours. It's 9 PM my time. So the tournament's been rattling on fairly rapidly. This looks dry. Now, has Larry got a shot? No, he hasn't. So it'll just be the push out from Larry, but this is tricky. He could end up getting put back in here if he pushes to a snooker here. Yeah, he's going to be put back in right now. Well, Spectre Don's looking around, but I can't believe he's going to play this. He's given it back to Larry. That was always going to happen. I think Larry was trying to sort of give maybe Spectre Don an edge of the 1 ball. He wasn't trying to hook him. But Larry's, again, given the opportunity when he was put back in, he's had a go at it, got the jump, got the pot, but got nothing here with the 2 ball. Well, he has got a possible 2-9 combo, but that's far-fetched. Oh, this might turn out good. Oh, it has done. It's turned out very good. Well, there is a tiny edge of the 2, but that's only a cut to the rail. And Larry will be going for this as well. He'll be playing the 2 ball and the 3 ball into this same corner possibly. And now the tricky one. Now looking at this 3, if he just rolls up the table, he's going to get behind the 4. He doesn't need to try and do anything else. He's trying to hold for the 4. I don't know why he didn't just let it run through. He's in no man's land with no shot. If he'd let it run through, it was taking the same line, he would have had the 4 into the corner. So he's ducking for cover again here, down behind the 6 and 7, I think. Bit too heavy. But I'll tell you, it's been heavy enough to leave Spectre Don awkward again. You can see the edge. And this 4 ball is only going to come out to the corner pocket here with this line. It's going to bump the 9. Well, he's avoided the bump in the 9, but he's always going to leave a shot in the 4. But he's going to have cover though. But Larry will jump it. A proper battle in this second rack here. Well, Larry's jumping well, needs to miss the 5. And that's pretty good. Now he's going to, it looks as if he's heading over towards the 8 ball here. Yeah, the angle looks as if it's going towards it, but again, I don't know what the hell Larry's doing here, but he's left it extremely awkward. Let's just say that is bedhead territory. If he'd just up that a bit more, he'd have been over by the 8 ball and had a fairly straightforward pot in the 6. Now he's round the house, he's trying to avoid the scratch. He's done that. And again, it's hard work. Extremely hard work. It goes into the side, but you've got to rattle this in if you're going to get the cue ball back across the 8. Looks as if he's taking it in the side. Is he trying to drop it in dead weight? Yes, he is. Oh, what a shot. Oh, that's unlucky. I mean, it did everything but go in. But sooner or later, you're going to just run out of shots. Inspector Don gifted the opportunity for a 2-0 lead here. He'll probably come back off this 8 ball and across. No, he's just gone through and out. So, Larry was working hard there, but just ran out of shots at the end of the day. But if he'd done what I said, he'd have been probably home and dry by now. Well, Larry's already going to have to work for the win here. 2-0 behind. Spectre breaking in rack number 3. Semi-pro in spying. Well, there's that pattern with the 3 balls again. Well, the 7 just get nudged, but that's that continuous pattern that you see far too often. We've seen it again. I'll tell you what we need to do is whoever's watching on Twitch needs to make a little clip of those type of breaks so we can show them all to Steve. That's what we need to do. Well, that's a terrible shot by Spectre Don, because first of all he's not hit a rail. Secondly, even if he'd got the pace right and did hit a rail, he was always leaving a shot on. He was leaving a pot on for Larry. Well, that's got a lucky rub there, Larry. Well, what you're trying to do here is I don't think he's got enough angle though, but you'd be trying to send the cue ball up to the 9. Yeah, he's ended up too straight, and already he's going to have to stun this. And once again, he's at that awkward angle. Can he avoid the 8? I think he might be able to. No, he wasn't. But he's bumped it hard enough. And Larry is getting off the mark from Spectre Don's error. Not hitting a rail. Oh dear, thought the cue ball was going to go there, but nothing else is gone, I don't think. And straight away, of course, Larry's left it wide open here for Spectre Don. That's the most frustrating thing about 9 ball, is you not only do you come up dry, but you leave your opponent a table like this, where the inevitable is going to happen. You've just got yourself off the mark. You're looking for a break in a ball, or a ball in a shot, and the worst outcome is dry, and a wide open 1 ball and a wide open table. And Spectre Don's going to do the necessary. Chimpy survives another round. He's taken out Keezer by 4 racks to 1. And that's going to come down perfectly for the 5. So if we look at the one-loss side, we can see that the match now on the one-loss side is between Chimpy and Semi-Pro. And of course, the loser of the match that we're watching right now will go through to that semi-final and play the winner of this match here. Cue ball's tracking nice. And a nice angle in the 7, around behind the 9 ball. Looks like that's the sort of angle it would take. Nice. Held it inside. So Larry's hard work starts all over again. He's got to get to the table first of all before he can do anything. Semi-Pro is... why do I keep saying Semi-Pro? I don't know why the hell I keep saying that tonight. Spectre Dawn's break gives him the 7 ball. Bit of a tricky cut in the 1. And that's how it was tricky. Where's the 1 finishing? Let's have a look at that. Well, I don't think Spectre Dawn could have come up any better than this. I mean, this is awkward. It's not going into the side, but it's a thin cut down the rail. Now, if you get this too soon, you're catching the point. You get it too soon, too close, and he's played it absolutely sweet. Now, where's the cue ball finishing? He's still okay. He can still cut the 2. But once again, it's about avoiding traffic and having some sort of sight in the 3, which is not necessarily guaranteed. Well, he can see the 3, but everything again, it's a struggle. You can't really get in shape. Everything's a struggle to survive for Larry here. Oh, that was well played. And his perfect angle in the 4. Once again, get yourself high up on this left-hand side of the table. Well, he can stun across, I'm sure, just to play the 6 ball long in this bottom left-hand corner. Has he stunned it over? Let's have a look. No, he's fine. Just roll it in. He's on the 8 ball. So back to 1 behind. But again, Larry has come up dry. Well, this time though, he hasn't left the table quite as inviting, but you know, you look at the table, this 1 ball goes in, whoever gets it should be running out. I mean, every pocket available. And that's a cracking shot from Spectre Dawn. Still got work to do though, to get decent on the 3, and he is decent on it, and now everything's good to go. I saw there was a post come up on Facebook this afternoon when I was browsing through it, and it was I think it's one of these NASA Facebook pages, and it was a photograph from 1984, and it was taken from the space station at the time. Well, where's this cue ball? And he's fine. And it was a photograph looking at Earth. Now, obviously, the Earth is quite close because the space station's not that high up in orbit. And well, this could have finished a heck of a lot better. That's a really poor one from Spectre Dawn. And it was a photograph of the first untethered, I was going to say flight, but how would you describe it? It was basically the guy in the what is it they called it? The manoeuvring, I don't know what it was called. The one, the backpack thing that he had on with the thrusters on it, and he was totally untethered, and there he is hanging out in space with the Earth below him. An iconic photograph. That was a cracking recovery there from Spectre Dawn, because he left himself really horrible on that 8-ball. One of these sort of once in a lifetime photographs. It just looked, you know, there he was hanging out there in the blackness of space, nothing to rescue him, other than the fact that the backpack that he'd on couldn't fail. Or he couldn't get back to the actual. I don't know whether it was maybe it was a space shuttle. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't have been the space station. It would have been a space shuttle. I think it was a space shuttle they did it on. But had that thing failed while he was out there, he was like, he looked as if he was like 100 odd feet away from where the camera was. And now you think about it, that was 1984. So that's like 40 years ago that happened. Well, Larry misses the kick, and the only lifeline he's got right now is that 2 balls locked up. But Spectre Dawn, with ball in hand, could do everything to get the bump, which he's done. And again, this rack looks as if it's heading to Spectre Dawn with a 4-2 lead at the moment. Let's have a quick look at this 6-ball. Well, that's well off the rail. So there's nothing here to give Larry any encouragement that he's going to get back at the table. Now, pots of 4 is going to be on the 5, so the real test is how good he is in the 5, that he can get back up for the 6. Well, this is just going to be straight draw. He doesn't want to be on top of the 6, he's going to be on top of it. That's no good. I think he's double kissing to. No, he isn't. He could have double kissed that to get back up the table with the cue ball, because he's left Larry to do the same thing. Larry's not doing it either. All you do is put a bit of bottom in the cue ball, double kiss the 6, and the cue ball goes back up the table. But Spectre Dawn's got the distance, and now it's tricky, and Larry's going to go for the cut here. Can read Larry like a book. No messing, he's going for the cut. Oh, gone to the rail too soon. Well, this time Spectre Dawn's got the angle to go to the long rail, bump the rail and come up. So Larry he had a semblance of a chance there with a difficult cut in that 6 ball. All the eggs in one basket. But this match at the moment is drifting away from him. Right, quick tab. Semi-pro and Chimpy. Let's dive into that right now. Because they're 2 apiece in the race to 4. Oh, he hasn't got into it. He hasn't got into it. He needed to get into that more to bump the 6 there. He can still cut the 4. He's going to hit the 9. Looks like it. Oh, I think if he'd got the right line, he might have hit the 9. And maybe not a bad thing that he didn't get the hit in the 9, because he's left it very awkward for semi-pro. That's a good pot. Little draw up towards, well, he's gone forward, he had the angle to go forward, so that's even better. And now he's good. So Chimpy in this match is getting the 8 ball. Again, that really doesn't matter. Now, this is the one where you don't want to finish on top of the 8 ball. And you don't want to hook yourself behind the 9 either. And he's well away from that. Not hampered by the 9. And he can just come across the left side for the 9. So semi-pro will be breaking for the match. Break is dry. Quick look. And Spectre Dawn is still 5-2 up. Well, you've got to get a hold of the cue ball here as well. Again, the problem is, yes, he can pot the 2. The problem is trying to hold to have some sort of cut in this 3, and he get too much angle. And he's trying to drop it in dead weight, and he's held it well. Now, once again, it wouldn't do any harm bumping the 5 if that's the direction he's going. Well away from it. Now again, the angle is there just to send that into the sort of right side of the pocket and come back to the left here as we look. Not doing that at the moment though. He's going to leave this long. And suddenly it's just got a lot more difficult. I mean, it's a long, straightish pot in the 5, but it's a judgment in the pace and the cue ball that you've got to worry about. You see, he's left himself a bit short. And this is not easy either. You see, he's overcut that by a country mile. And likewise, semi-pro is going for the cut. But this is the match ball, really. If he gets this in, he's bound to be on the 7. Oh, he's hit it too thin. And this is, again, looking like it's going all the way. He's checking this cue ball up here, just to stop it running away to the right, going up the table. Instead of running away to the right, it straightens up the middle of the table. Now it's just a case of getting high up on the 8 ball. You don't want to do anything dinky. Just get yourself high enough up. And this will give Chimpy the rack, and he'll break for the match. Meanwhile, we'll watch the break and a quick tab out. Well, that pack's broken well. 2 balls going in, 5 balls going in. And not a great shot in the 1. It will cut, of course. Quick look. Larry's got 1 back. Back to 5-3. Now that was difficult. Has he got second prize? No, he hasn't. So semi-pro could go 3 rails here. No, where that? Oh, mind you, I forgot about the 3. I'm looking at the 4. I forgot the 3 ball was up there. I thought that was a 5. Again, a bit short. Just a wee bit short. Well, now he's good. He's inside the 6 ball, so the cue ball's heading in the right direction out into the table. Well, right now it's semi-pro that's going to be waiting on Larry or Spectre Dawn coming through to the 1 loss side. At the moment it's looking like Larry, but we'll jump in and catch what we can at the end of that match. And again, a little testy angle. And now he's home and dry. So semi-pro waits in the semi-final. A 4-3 win, another final rack decider. And Chimpy probably still comes out with a profit after tonight's efforts. So let's get back into what's left of this match. We've got Larry still on 3, but Spectre Dawn's now on the hill, and Larry battling for survival. He's going to have to play the 6-7 combo in a minute. Oh well, that's done that. So he won't have to play the combo. And again, he's going to have the nice little angle just to dink this 6 ball in and just go through and go through far enough. You don't want to leave yourself square on this 7 ball. You want to get up high enough. Well, that's gone a bit too far again, for comfort's sake. You know, he's touched like a sledgehammer, Larry. Anywhere like there would be fine. Used all of the pocket. So Larry just needs the 8 ball. Survives another rack, still trailing by 2. It's no miss time for Larry. And he's got either 1 or 2 balls. But he's got trouble ahead now. The 2 ball has gone, so he's got to use the angle he's got in this 1 to get the breakout here, and he's got the angle to do it. He's got to get the bump on this 3 and 5. How's his luck? Well, that'll do. The little double kiss has not done him a lot of harm. Problem is the 4 ball's dead in the water. At best, he'll have a 4-5 combo if he can get up the table somehow or other. And he's trying to get. He hasn't got the legs. He's left the bank on, with the possibility of that 4-5 combo still being available. Well, this Spectre Dawn going to take the bait. The answer is no. He's trying to cut it. Well, that's all he's done is set the 4-5 up absolutely dead. It's totally dead. Oh, and Larry's missed a cut in the 3 as well. Unbelievable. And the 3 ball doesn't want to go in. It's going in now, and the combo's going in a second. Cue ball coming nicely back across for the 4. Now he's got to get the gap. The gap between the 8 and the 9. I don't believe he wants to try and roll this dead weight and play the 6 down the rail, because it'll be too straight. So he's got to get out into that gap. Oh, has he gone far enough? He hasn't. He hasn't gone far enough. He had another foot he could have went there, and they would have been on the 6. And Larry breathes again. Well, this is tricky again. And well, the cue ball's just gone far enough. But the bank is on, which Larry won't refuse. Cue ball staying in play. Good evening to Albie. I see you're now out the tournament again, Albie. So really all you were doing was holding the spot for semi-pro. And Larry survives another one. Back to within 1. There's that pattern again. Somebody make a clip of that. There's the pattern. Watch the cue ball. There's the pattern, but from the other side. We've got the 2 and the 9 and the 8 ball on its own. That's twice tonight we've seen it. This time from the other side. That 2 ball does go though, I think. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, the 2 ball does go this time. It's not married on to the 9. Well, the 5 ball and the 4 ball are the stoppers. You just try and get up the table. He's gone too narrow. He wanted to go top side and use that 9, 8 and 2. And once again, Larry's going to be going for the pot. And at worst, he'll be behind the 2 on the right hand side, so he can lock Spectre Dawn up here if he doesn't get anywhere decent on this 2 ball. He's got to avoid the 7 though. And he hasn't avoided the 7, but in actual fact, the 7's done him a huge favour. It's killed the pace in the cue ball. He's now got the pot and the 2, and now he's got to get into this area, anywhere here, and he can pot the 4 no problem, but he wants to try and get as shallow as he can, which is a lot more risky, and that way he can only drop the 4 in and he'll be on the 5. Well, this is a good pace. It's a good pace. That is absolutely perfect. Absolutely spot on. Because all he's doing now is dinking the 4 in and he's on the 5. He couldn't have played that any better with ball in hand and stuck it there. Because that's exactly where you would stick the cue ball. Now, again, does he want to try and play dinky-do into the side or get high enough for the 6? Or is he going up table maybe? No, he is going high enough. Well, he's having a look at the 7. So, where the cue ball is now, when it stops on this 6, like that, that's giving him a slight angle. Now, he'd probably play the 8 ball into the side, because all you need to do is just roll forward. Well, again, he's to roll forward to the rail and back up, and that way he'd be staring down the 8 ball into the side. Now he's going up table. You see a little bumping out, and you're the 8 ball into the middle. Now he's having to play it long. And this is trickier, because you catch any of that knuckle like that, you ain't going in. And again, that was just careless from Larry. Why he didn't just bump it to the rail and come out? And he's dead on the 8 into the side. You can't miss it into the side. You can miss it doing what he did. And that should have been hill right there. Something so simple that he had to do there. And he didn't let it run through, and he'd have been laughing. And that's it, come and gone. Larry sold out in the end. So this 9 ball will give Spectre Dawn his usual spot in the Friday night 9 ball final. I think he's had a quiet couple of weeks, but he's now back to where he wants to be, and Larry moves over to meet semi-pro in the semi-final match, and the time now is, 20 minutes to 10, and we'll get ourselves straight in there. We've got semi-pro on the right hand side, we've got Larry on the far side, and Larry's pace looks reasonable. Semi-pro's just going to bounce back the way. Larry wins a lag. Race to 4. Larry is player 2 in the HUD. He's getting the 6 ball, which is extremely generous. Well, he's had a ball in the break. In fact, what's gone? The 3 and the 5's gone. He's going to have to bump the 4 and the 2. Get the spin going here. Try and get that cue ball into the inside rail there, the long rail, and bump the 4 and 2. Can he do it though? Let's have a look. And the answer was no. I don't think he could really get comfortably enough of the 1 ball there. Well, semi-pro's got a bigger problem because he's pretty bolt straight in this one. Is he going to try and draw it up the rail? I don't know whether he can even do that. He's stuck to the rail pretty much. He's just getting the cue ball into play. Now use the 4 ball as a stopper and come back across. Is he trying to line up the combo? If that was me, all I'm doing is cutting that to the 4 and spinning across here somewhere, because I don't think you're leaving a bank on. Well, he's played a little combo, little billiard, was it? Well, that's won him the rack. Well, I say it's won him the rack. He's the wrong side of the 7. the simple shot would be just drawing back into the gap and pushing the 8 ball up into the top corner pocket. Now that's not quite as simple. Well, we can see what he's trying. Got to get this dead on. And that wasn't dead on. But I'll tell you what though, he's come up smelling of roses. And Larry will just, is he looking to try and jump and cut the 8? I'd just give this an almighty blast. He's trying to jump and cut the 8. This will be some shot. Yeah. He didn't manage to get the jump, so first rack goes to semi-pro. Well, semi-pro got lucky there and how he left that. Larry had another option. He could have just kicked right in behind that 8 ball and give it a blast and hope it goes in. Well, couple of balls straight away. Oh, look at the 1 ball. And this rack is over. It's a very quick 2-0 here for semi-pro. Where's he going to go wrong here? Well, I suppose that the tricky one's the 6 ball. But where the 3 ball is, I mean, you've got every option. Well, has he gone too straight in this 3? I don't think you wanted to be there. I mean, it's immediately gone wrong. You did not want to be there in the 3 ball. It's bolt straight. I mean, this 6 ball will go. It's got to go in off the jaw though. Yeah, it will go in off the jaw, no problem. Oh, what's happened to everybody in kick? Has everybody gone to bed? Or have they all gone for a coffee? There's only, not kick, Twitch, sorry, I forgot I'm watching on Twitch. There's only 2 in Twitch and I'm one of them. Where the hell's everybody gone? Are they coming back for the final? Well, Larry's where he wants to be, every match tonight. I think he wants to be in his back foot, trying to hang in to survive. Well, he's got himself in the right place here. He's 2-0 down. Semi-pro's got the 2 ball into the side, and he's not got a shot in the. Well, he has got a shot in the 1. He can cut it up table. And got to hope he just has a shot in the 3, because he's no guarantee he will. Well, he's found a gap, and now everything's good to go. So this is the one that will win him the rack, getting on the 4 ball. And loads of room to get there. Needs to just bump the 6. Oh, we've gone up to 4 again on Twitch. We've now been streaming for 3 hours and 4 minutes, according to that. That's not right. That can't be right. Where does it get this 3 hours and 4 minutes? Was there a break in the streaming Twitch? I can't work out why it's only showing 3 hours and 4 minutes on the timer on Twitch. Because I started streaming about 20 minutes to 7 tonight. Oh no, what is it? It's quarter to that is right. What am I doing? My brain's gone south. I can't even count in hours now. That is correct. Oh dear. Yeah, it is right. I started at 20 minutes to 7. 20 minutes to 10 is 3 hours. I couldn't work it out there. That's what happens when one half of your brain is asleep. It's the thinking side of my brain that's gone at this time of night. Right, well, Larry is off the mark. I don't know what happened to Semi-Pro there. I was too busy thinking and trying to count at the same time. And straight away, Larry's come up drying a break. Semi lining up the 1-8 combo. And again, way off the mark. Well, Larry's getting chances here. Now, this is a table that if he can get nicely on this too, and I mean nicely so he can make it easy to go on the 3, because the 3 is going to be awkward. Well, just as well he bumped to 5 and a 6 there. Now, does he try and bump into the 4 here, or is he trying to come around? You know, he's bumped to 3. Oh dear, disaster. Well, he might have been better to try and bump the 4. From having a gilt edge, well, a good opportunity, the problem was always going to be the 3 ball, but from having that reasonable opportunity there, he's now gone south. And he knows now that if he doesn't get the hit on this 3 and get it safe, it's hasta la vista. He's going home. Trying to jump this 4 ball, and he's jumped it, but had a bit of spin in the cue ball probably. Didn't get the hit in the 3. Ball in hand for Semi-Pro. And Larry's packing his cue away right now. He sups the last remaining dregs of his beer, puts away his chalk, puts away the jump cue, and phones for a taxi. Oh, it wiped its feet. It was only the pace that let it go in. So, anything but dead straight in the 8. Well, he's slightly inside the 8, so he's fine. So it's Semi-Pro that goes through to play Spectre Dawn in tonight's Friday night 9-ball final. And Larry just ran out of puff in the end. Semi-Pro wins by 4 racks to 1. So at 10 minutes to 10, we have the final. Semi-Pro in his comeback tour up against habitual finalist, shall we describe him, Spectre Dawn, in a race to 9. So let's get ourselves in. Semi-Pros already want to get to bed. Spectre Dawn not in a hurry to get in. And I'll have another quick drink. And still we wait. And here we go. Spectre Don is in the building. He's on the right hand side, or the nearest us, Semi-Pro farthest away. And Semi-Pro is way short of the mark. I don't think Spectre Don's any better. That was awful. That was probably the worst lag of the night in any match we've seen. So Semi-Pro gets the break. Spectre Don this is probably the first match tonight that Spectre Don's actually the handicap. He's getting last two. And Semi-Pro has had a couple of balls. The 4 and the 8 have gone, and the table is wide open. It's 1-0. This is easy commentary when the table's like this. The chances are he's going to be playing this 6 ball into the same pocket as that 3. I can't see him trying to get good on this 6 ball into a side pocket here. He's got to just play this. Well, he could go up the table, but he's got to play it into a corner pocket. Yeah. Now again, he can just roll through. That's a simple shot. You just roll through and then you've got a straight in 7 into the other corner, bottom left. Well, that's a perfect start for Semi-Pro in the final. Win the lag, the worst lag of the night. And break off, get a couple of balls, table wide open, easy run out. Closely followed by a dry break. And again, 1 ball wide open, 2 ball, 3 ball, and it's just about getting from the 3 to the 4. Loads of room to get to the 4 behind that. What ball's that? Is that the 8 ball up there? So it's all about just leaving this the correct side of the 3 ball to get easily back onto the 4. Let's have a look. And that'll do. That's perfect. Even if it just draws back to the 6 ball and bumps it. So he's going to leave the cue ball out into the table off this 4 so he can get to the 5. And again, he's got the perfect angle in the 4 to do that. He just needs to come this side, miss the 9. And he's missed the 9. Now this 2 rails, I would think. Cut the 5. Bump the rail back out for the 6. Oh no, he's dinking it. Now you see the fact that he's dinking it, he's just leaving it much more angle on the 6. If he had gone the 2 rails, he would have had a much shallower angle on the 6. So Semi-Pro has already seen what happens when you come up dry and leave a table wide open. Spectre Don's just going to do what he does all the time. He's going to find a way and run them out. So Semi-Pro's lead has gone, and of course with Spectre Don getting last 2, which I think he just probably realised that's what he's got there. The rack's going to be over that bit quicker, and I'll get to bed that bit sooner. 1 ball into the side this time. I think that's about the first time I've seen that tonight. No shot in the 2. Could play the push out up to the top shot rail. Can't believe he's coming to the bottom short rail, because that's going to leave a cut in the 2. Well, they decided to play the 2, and that's left a cut on for semi-pro. So, or a bank. I mean, he can cut this or bank it. He's not going to be great in the 3 ball. But if he banked it, he would have had a chance to get to the 3, but he's not interested in either. He's going to do a bit of ducking and diving. How does that look? Trying a little billiard onto the 7. Is he trying to just brush the 2 and catch the 7? I think that's what he's looking at. I don't know whether I think he might be able to catch it, but it might catch the point. This 7. Yeah, that's what he tried. He missed it altogether, which is probably not a bad thing, because that 7 ball is right on this ugly position, right on the point. So that's the lifeline for semi-pro as it stands. I mean, Spectadon can pot the 2 and he can get around the corner and down the table for the 3, but unless he gets some sort of bump in that 7, he ain't going anywhere. Hang on a minute. I thought he might have been bumping the 9 in there. So there's a chance to catch the 7 here, but dare he risk it, because he could scratch in off the 7. He'd be nuts to do this. Well, what do you do now? You can't pot the 4. And you can't cut the 4, that's not cutting in. Oh, that needs to get covered. Now, it's too shallow an angle to try and play the billiard onto the 9. He's got to try and cut the 4 onto the 9. And then it goes. So semi-pro restores his lead into rack number 4, and hoping he comes up with a better break than he did the last time. But I think he's dry again. And this time though, Spectadon hasn't got a shot. Plus, I think the 7 and 9 ball aren't doing anything. And that 7 is too close to the 9 to do anything with it, I think. Well, I haven't seen that he's called push out. Well, he has now. Now, if he pushes over to there, where he was aiming, he's going to be stuck behind the 2 and the 8 doing that. Now, that's not too bad. There's a possibility he could be put back in here. But semi-pro will be looking to try and find some cover, I think. Yeah, he has pushed it back. There was always that chance there that Spectadon was going to get it back to him. Well, this time he's left the bait out there for semi-pro. So obviously the pot is on, and but he's not taking the bait. He's playing a much wiser safety shot, and that will work. That is very well done. Now, there is the edge of the 1. Problem with that is you're cutting it and bringing it into play. So Semi-Pro has got his reward, but now he's got to get into the middle of the table somewhere here to see that 2-ball. He's trying to stun across. I don't know that that was the best way of doing it. I don't know what was to stop him running through and coming up the table with a bit of spin and just trying to get into the gap. I mean, there's a gap there, but he's done the right thing though. But don't forget though, the lifeline is there for both players. The 7 and 9 aren't not going anywhere. They need to be disturbed. So Semi-Pro could pot the 2. He's no guarantee he's going to be anywhere good on the 3. He's played the weirdest shot of the night, trying to break out and hoping to get really lucky on the 3, and it's a big sellout because it's now a 3-9 combo. That was totally the wrong shot to try and break them out at that position and hope you were going to get in the 3. And it backfired completely. So now we're back all square. Now you could call that trying to take the initiative, but I just call that extremely ambitious. And meanwhile, what that's done is given Spectre Dawn the break. It's given him the rack. It's given him the break in the next rack. He's got a ball. What ball's gone? The 4 ball's gone. He's on the 1. The table's wide open, and suddenly there's a big swing. Spectre Dawn should be taking the lead. And now Semi-Pro's just got to hope that Spectre Dawn's break dries up on him. Because if he starts getting that going, he'll run away here. Well, again, he's got the decision. He can go up the table as far as he wants. And he's leaving it shortish. See, this just means you're having to do more stuff with the cue ball. He's got the thin cut into the side. And he should probably be avoiding the 8. But then, with the line that the cue ball's going, he's got to try and get back over the short end of this 8 ball. Let's look at the thin cut. He's going to go to the rail, miss the 8. No, he's bumped to 8. Well, that's turned out a lot better than I thought. I didn't even think he could get to that. And that has worked out a dream. He managed to billiard the 8 in, and it's 3-2. And of course, he breaks off, gets a ball in the break. He's sitting on the 2. And look at this 9 right over the pocket. This is going to be a quick rack. He's just got to decide how he goes about doing this. And it suddenly looks tricky when you look at where this 6 and 5 are sitting. It might not be quite as clear cut as I thought. Now, what's he got in mind here? When you look at that 6 and 5, that 6 going to the rail, is it going to chip enough of the 9 ball to knock the 9 in? The gap between the 5 and 6 is not much at all to try and manipulate that. But we're about to find out. I think he's trying to get some sort of bump. And in the end, it's going to have to be the little billiard onto the 9 here. Got to make sure he doesn't follow it in, but just a little, in fact, didn't even need to, he just spun it in. So, Semi-Pro is now trailing by 2. Looks dry. Semi-Pro has to respond. 3 balls gone outward. 1 ball is a very thin cut. 2 ball is at this end of the table, so the cue ball's got to run all over the place here and avoid traffic, and I don't think he can. Well, he has managed it, and he's managed to get there, so that's well done. But the problem's getting up on the short side of the 3. He's got enough angle to get there. Oh dear. Oh, I'll tell you something. that has worked out a treat. Okay, it's a little dodgy angle again, but it couldn't have worked out any better. That little roll of the ball and that little bump is just what you need. And as the old saying goes, make hay while the sun shines. And straight away he's got into the cue ball way too much there. And now, of course, the 9 ball is the hazard here. You want to go around the corner and out and down to the left here for the 6 ball. And he's managed to get tight into the corner, avoids the 9, and absolutely stone dead perfect in the 6. Well, he's straight, so it's just about where he wants to take the 7. 7 into the side, through to the rail and out for the 8. So Semi-Pro is on the comeback trail. This looks dry as well. Now Spectraton, I don't think will refuse the cut in the 1, and the reason I say that is because the cue ball will be travelling back and forth across the table. He's more than likely going to have a cut up that left rail in the 2 ball. So he's lining up the cut, I think. I'm fairly certain he is. Yeah, and he's actually overcut it, and he would have been on the 2. And now it's left a really, really awkward 1 ball. It doesn't go past the 9, not at that angle, and it thin cuts into the side. And if this misses the 2, oh, well, he's okay. He can pot it. Now, can he get out behind the 9 ball here? Well, he's going to try to stun across and hold it. And now he's in no man's land. Anyway, left or right there, he would have had a decent shot. Now it's a very thin cut if he's going to risk it. Doesn't matter what pocket he chooses, it's a thin cut. And a good shot. Oh, he's had a bump in the 8. Has it done him any harm? No, it hasn't. He's all good to go. And of course now, it's getting good in the 5. Oh dear, he's done it. He's rolled through too far. Needed a bump in the 9. And he needs to practice his jump shots. And I'm being critical saying that, because I would never have been able to do that. So a fairly straightforward 5-9 combo, and it should have been all square, but it's another big 2-rack swing here. Semi-Pro getting out of line at the precise moment he wanted to just drop dead onto that 9 ball for the 5 into the side. And he's now got to start his recovery again. I think the 9 balls went in again there. But more importantly for Spectre Dawn, has he got a shot in the 1? And I don't think he has. I don't think there's enough of that 1 ball. He's going to... Oh, he's played the combo because it was dead set, the 1-6 into the side. What a bonus that was. Didn't even get time to go around and have a look at that. Oh yeah, he's constantly eating. I think Steve's got a conveyor belt that, you know, a bit like a sushi bar. I think he sits there in front of the computer and he's got a conveyor belt running past him with snacks and beverages on it all through his working day. Because he does seem to be constantly eating. Oh dear. Well, there's a bonus for Semi-Pro, but the 7 ball might come to Spectre Dawn's rescue here. It always sounds like he's sucking in a cough drop. No, he's sucking in a bloody leg of a chicken or something most of the time. Now, is Semi-Pro trying to brush? This is going to be a huge risk if he does that, to try and play this off the 7. Is he cutting it to the rail? Well, now I haven't a clue what he tried. Was he trying to get down behind the 7? That's a disaster. Because whatever the hell he tried there, it all went pear-shaped immediately. He hit the ball. And from having... Well, he had a chance, but of course the problem was always the 7 ball. The 7 ball was dead, but all he's done now is just opened everything up for Spectre Dawn. And it's going to be a 3-rack gap in about 30 seconds' time. And he's gone dead straight in the 8. Remind you, I forgot he only needs the 8 ball, doesn't he? Because it's last 2. Yeah, but that's about the 3rd time I forgot about handicap tonight. But the scoreboard is right. It's 3-rack deficit for Semi-Pro. Spectre Dawn just threatening to run away here. Well, he will now, because he's had 3 balls in the break. And the 1, the 2 and the 4 have gone. The 3 ball is a cut. But the lifeline might be there for Semi-Pro, and that's again, it's another horrible 5 ball in the worst place in the table, because that is going nowhere there. Now don't forget, guys, we've got a couple of matches I'm covering over the weekend. I've totally forgotten what they are, but they're in the Straight Pool World Championship. We've got LS3 against Semi-Pro on Sunday night. And, I've remembered, we've got a match, I think tomorrow night, between Spectre Dawn, which will be his first outing in a straight pool world championship. Hoping for a little nudge there, didn't get it. And he's up against Mark Shark. Spectre Dawn should still be too strong for him. He'll still pot a lot more balls, I think, than Mark Shark will. Right, that ain't going in. And he just played the little double kiss. Well, this is all or nothing for semi-pro if he's going to try and kick that in off this bottom rail, catch the 5 and knock it in. Because he can't do anything else with it from this side, he's always going to scratch. Oh, great effort. Now he needs a roll of the ball. And he's not really got it. Again, this is testy. But he needs this to survive. And he's got it comfortably. Well, that's a let off there for semi-pro. But he needs things to start falling into place for him rather sharpish if he's going to recover in this match. Well, he's got a ball and he's got a shot. Now the important shot will be that 2 ball to the 3, because the 3 ball only really is going into that side pocket, let's be honest. I mean, it will go from this side, but he's going to have to get high enough in the 2. Well, he's going to have to go top, but not as much side as he put on earlier on when he played a similar shot. He's got a bit of side on it, but he doesn't want to put too much in this. See, that's too much. And he's got out of jail there. He's got out of jail. Because that could have been really ugly. Oh dear. Oh, he's trifling with the side pockets here. He's the wrong side of the 6. Because again, cue balls want to run away from the 7. Loads of room though. So again, no excuse. Well, he's going to be back within 1, because all he needs to do is roll onto this 8 ball, push it up table as we look. So anything but a dry break. He needs a ball and a shot to get right back on level terms if he can run out. And what does he get? You guessed it, dry. And what has he done? He's left the 1 ball wide open, 2 balls very high. 4 ball goes in the last breath. 4 ball goes in the very last breath. And now he's good. Oh, his prayers were answered there. He would have been keeping a track on that 4 ball there. And now there isn't a problem in the table. Well, he's got to be the right angle in the 3, so he's well away from the 5, and he should be that. Now, he doesn't want to get too much top in this, and that's fine, because too much top would have just took the cue ball to the top rail and stayed there more or less. So the angle's good. The pace is perfect. Might be straight enough, we can just play a stopper here. No, he's watched the stun and the draw. Again, messing with the side pockets. Well, we've now got a match on. 6 racks apiece. It's 20 minutes past 10. 3 hours and 20 minutes. The tournament's been running. 3 hours and 40 minutes the stream's been running. Semi-pros broke off. And he's come up dry. Or has he? Was it the 9-ball? Tell a lie, the 9-ball went in, it's been respotted. But he's got no shot. And again, he could leave that 1 ball there and play a push out. He could push it to something that isn't a dead set bank and put the bait out there for Spectre Dawn if he wants to take the risk. Well, he hasn't, and he might be put back in here as well. You might see Spectre Dawn giving him this back. Yep, he has done. The attempt on the crossover bank now. Spectre Dawn did the right thing. He's now got his chance. And there is nothing there on the table to save Semi-Pro. Well, it should be. I think Spectre Dawn's gone too far here. Yes, he has. He's got loads of right English on it. Just to check it across. That stops the cue ball wanting to go this way. You put the right English on it. As soon as it hits the rail, it sends it back this way. And now he's good to go again. Oh, he's definitely out. No doubt about that. Watch the side pocket. Commentator's eye. Oh, he's done the same as Spectre Dawn. Semi's been trying to do. Trying to just get himself in a hole. But catches the point. And of course, again, last two, he only needed the one of them. And he's back in front. Gets a ball. Well, he's got a pot. The cut on the 1 ball into the side. I think he's just going to, again, just try to hold the cue ball just so that it's not just running away loose. He's going to be a distance from the two. Now, again, what you'd normally do is you'd cut it in, let it run to the rail and the side rail if you can and get out. But I think the 4 ball's in the way here. Well, he took the risk and he avoided the 4. It was always in this sort of line of fire, but he's got away with it. Well, the obvious thing is coming over to the gap between the 8 and 9. And that's perfect. And he's inside the 6 as well, which means the cue ball's running out the way if he wants to let it run out, just like that. And of course, just to roll in the 8 ball, and he'll be on the hill. So now Semi-Pro knows where he stands. It's no miss time. That's if he can get a shot, that is. But Spectre Dawn's breaking for the match. 8-6 in front. One ball thought of going into the side, but the 5 ball's gone in. Something else went in as well. And Semi-Pro has a lifeline. Spectre Dawn doesn't have a shot, but he might have Semi-Pro in trouble here in a minute. And he has. Well, that's 7-9. You'd have to obviously make it. There's enough room though between the two of them for you to pick that out. But this is Semi-Pro's important shot of the night. He has to not only get the hit, but somehow get this safe. Oh, he's picked out the cut. What a shot that was. And I've no doubt that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get the hit and cut it in. Well, he's breathed life into his dying body right there with that shot. And he's going to have to play the 7-9 combo. And he's going to have to get good on it to be able to do it. Well, that's not where you want to be. Can tell you that straight away. But he's played it well. Well, what a recovery that was for Semi-Pro. He's back to within 1 and he's breaking to take yet another match all the way. 2 balls gone in. Cue ball's on the rail, but he's got the cut. No, it isn't. That's a 9 ball that's on the rail. Cue ball's in the middle of the table. The eyes have gone. It's way past my bedtime. I'm giving all the excuses. Oh, is that VP Monster watching? VPM. Or VP Mongoose as he was. What channel was he on the other night there? It was Slim's channel. In the middle of the night when I got up. I think he'd sneaked in and was watching that match, and he's billiarded the 9 in. And it's Hill, final rack decider. Well, here we go. This is about the 6th final rack decider we've seen tonight. And Semi-Pro's got the 5 ball. He's lining top of the 1. And of course, the way the table's lying, it's a 1 ball rack here. Because whoever gets this 1 ball, the rest will surely follow. Oh, has he got the rail? Yes, he has. But I don't know that was that clever a push out from, or a safety from Semi-Pro, because, I mean, he's left the 1 on into the side. That could be fatal. And Spectre Dawn's just got to be careful that he doesn't roll behind the 6 ball here. He's got to get the pace in the cue ball to get the 1 ball to the hole, but he's got to watch the cue ball, and he's playing it dead weight, and that's perfect. Other than the fact he's straight into the side, he'll probably just play the 3 long into the corner. He could be going through for the 3 into the other side. Oh yes, he is. Well, Semi-Pro has made his last mistake tonight, and it was a poor safety. and it's getting late, of course, for him as well. It's now 10:30, and if he's had a full working day, like most of us, then he's knackered, a bit like me. I'm trying to make excuses for him, but it was just a crap safety. And Spectre Dawn is just completing the formalities. Of course, he only needs to the 8 ball. Doesn't need to worry about the 9. So up and down. And it's thanks everybody for watching. And hopefully can see you tomorrow night. And also Sunday. We've got 2 matches. Well, I'm doing 2 matches over the weekend. There's more matches than that over the weekend, but the 2 I'm doing are the ones that might be worth watching. And that was well controlled. And if you can't see them, I haven't made a playlist yet on my YouTube channel. I've only got 2 videos on it, but I'll do a playlist for the tournament. So well done again to Spectre Dawn. He's back in the place that he loves the most, in the winners enclosure on Friday night 9 ball. Well done to Semi Pro, getting his PC back and getting back into VP4. He'll be pleased that he got to the final. So that is it, folks. I am going to bid you good night, take care, and hopefully see you again at some point over the weekend. So, nothing else to say, but see you later, folks. And have a good one.